Today's day number 5959 of the $1,000 account challenge, and we are up $200 in the account, or 1.97% of the total portfolio balance. Now, if you don't know, my name is Gates. I'm taking $1,000 and I'm day trading options to see how far we can grow this account. And today was terrible. Let me tell you why. It's a gap up day after an FOMC run. So it's extension on top of extension. And when the market opened, the bulls are just exhausted. So we got a lot of kind of choppiness, a lot of stocks that were pulling back but never really continued up. SPY just stayed within a range the entire morning. So there wasn't really much to trade, not a whole lot of opportunity out there. I will break down the trades that I did take, though, starting with the day trade watch list. We had PayPal as a long idea above $66. This is about as cut and dry as you can get. PayPal breaks above $66 here. You know what we do. We are not chasing this move up. We wait for the pullback. Now, I didn't take the initial pullback because, quite honestly, I didn't see the initial pullback happen. We get the high, the run up, and then the lower high, and then it continues to hold here at $66. So the moment that PayPal starts to break this downtrend trend line up off of 66, I make the decision to go long right here with a stop loss at $66. We get the pullback initially, slightly concerning on the position. I was considering closing it out, but I held through trading the chart here, not the P&L. PayPal never dips down to 66, rallies right back up to the high of day, and we closed the position out for I closed it out for about an 18% gain. It was close enough to 20, and the reason why I took the profits there was because my thinking was this is close to high of day, potentially high of day could act as a point of resistance, and I don't want to be in the trade up 18%, looking for 20%, and not take it and see this thing reverse right back down. Amazon was the next one on the watch list. This is a long idea above $180.50. From a technical standpoint, it's a really good setup. I love the range breakout on the daily. I thought that we were getting that early on in the morning. The break above the 180.5 long trigger, the consolidation, the hold, the pullback. I go long on the dip, and literally right after I take the entry, this thing sells off and then sells off even further. So I wound up closing the trade out before it got to the low of day, and it looks like I made the right move because even if this did bounce, even when it did bounce, I was not back to break even on this trade. I would not have been back to break even, and then it sells off even lower. So unfortunate here, trying to make something happen on Amazon early that just didn't work out, and I wound up realizing about a 25% loss on this trade itself. So between the PayPal trade and the Amazon trade, I was almost at break even. Those two kind of washed out for each other. The money that I made was on Microsoft, and this trade took extreme patience. It was a long idea above $430, MSFT. But since the stock was running from yesterday and extended in the pre-market, when it opened up and rejected 430, so first 5-minute candle closes above, second candle closes below, next candle rejects $430, I made the decision not to go long on Microsoft, but rather go short. When we got the breakdown here from this bit of consolidation, that was kind of my confirmation to go short on this. So I take an initial entry here with the stop loss near 430. We get the rally up to 430, and I made the decision to add to the position with a stop loss just above near the high of day. From here, we were pretty much green right away, and unfortunately, this thing just decided to hold a flat line of support for almost an hour while we were in this trade. So an extremely long trade. But my thinking was these contracts were moving so quick that if Microsoft could break down, we would be able to get well over 20% profit, and sure enough, we were. So it's just a matter of holding this trade. What kept me in this trade, though, I'll be honest with you, what kept me in this trade was the fact that Microsoft was making lower highs. So this would be your initial peak. This would be your lower high where we took a short entry. This would be a lower high. This would be a lower high. This would be a lower high until this thing finally breaks down. So while it was holding this support, which is concerning because it's not breaking down and we're short on this, while it was holding support, it was also making these lower highs all the way down. So it's a matter of trade management and patience here. Plus, trade management meaning trail stopping as this thing makes each lower high. So when we got this lower high pressed here and then this consolidation, I told everybody, no reason to leave the stop loss at the high of day anymore. We're getting theta burned in this position. move your stop loss down to this consolidation. Okay, we get the lower high over here. No need to let that get to the consolidation. Let's just move the stop loss down to 429 flat once we get the rejection there. And then we get the breakdown into the low of day. I took the majority of the position off here at 20%. I took another portion of the position off here at a 40% gain. And then I left some on for a runner to see if we were able to get 60% or beyond down to this PDC. And it reversed right back up. I wound up closing the remaining runner size out at break even. So no harm, no foul there, averaging about a 30% gain on Microsoft. And that's where I made the money to put me green on the day. Thank you so much for your time. I hope that the videos helped you out. If it has, press that like button for me, as it's the best way to support this type of work that I do, and it's free. I appreciate the support, and I will see you next week when we continue the $1,000 account challenge. Cheers.